Hi everyone, delonewolf here and welcome back to Rimworld. And as you can see, I actually started another colony in order to try and get a better playthrough of the game going. It's going pretty well on this one because I must say I learned quite a little bit trying to start up another 2-3 colonies after the desert colony that you saw me as my very first play of Rimworld. So some of the important lessons I would say that I've learned during those few other colonies that I've tried. Number one, the site of your crash, of your landing, is actually pretty important because all of the biomes have different advantages and disadvantages. So I was in desert that's definitely pretty hot, not so good for growing crops like right here. And that is why I moved to a forest biome on this one, which still has 3 growing seasons, and only in winter do you have problems with growing crops on the outside. So I think that's a bit easier to get going. It gives you a bit more time to actually get some hydroponics or something going, and it just felt like a good option as well to get some extra wood, because you can just like chop down trees. Say that I want to chop down these 2 trees, just give the order and they'll actually create that wood, which gives me the opportunity to maybe make inside walls with wood, or I'm definitely making all my doors in wood, same with the beds and the furniture. So it saves quite a little bit on the iron if you go that route. I like the forest biome so far. It has been treating me decently well. Other lessons that I've learned, definitely don't overdo the amount of food that you're growing. So in the very first playthrough, I ended up with like 3 full farms that were growing a lot of food for my colonies, but it was just so much, and at some point they just had so much work just trying to grab all of that food and replant the crops that it felt inefficient. It felt like it was becoming a real problem. They were busy with the food for so long that it didn't make sense to keep that many crops going all the time. So yeah, limit the amount of food to something that's manageable for your colony. Don't overdo it with that, because they do have a limited amount of time every day, of course, to do their stuff. After that, I definitely learned that you want to keep as much as possible on the inside. So here this is just basically an emergency table, because your colonies do enjoy eating at a dinner table rather than somewhere out in the open. But I'm planning to move that inside the building at some point. I'm just not sure where to put it yet. I also used to have growing lamps on the outside, which are called, let me see here if I can find it, sun lamps. Those will actually have problems with the electricity, with short circuiting when it's raining. So that's a really big problem, which is why I chose just a manual field. Just let that do until I get some hydroponics, which I'm researching as we speak. And this building is going to focus on that, of course. And yeah, having a plan for the first time here, I actually planned out a bit of a layout for my colony that I want to see if I can actually make that into a nice little colony. I think it's pretty easy to spot here. I basically have 5 rooms of 5x5 that are linked in a cross, and then I have the choice with the wall in between these rooms whether or not I want to keep it. So this was the first building. It's basically just beds, a few stockpiles. So here I didn't feel the need to actually close anything off. Just don't want to waste too much of the steel either. Here the second building, right, I went with the prison right away. This is actually really important. As you can see, I actually have a prisoner in here. She's called Tomboy. She attacked me as a raider. We took her out, and if you have a prison ready, you can actually capture that person and try to convince her, him or her, to join your colony, which we're doing at the moment. We just have a very small chance of actually being successful at that. But here in the prisoner chat and recruit, we gave her the best medical care, and hopefully she'll be able to join the colony at some point. Then on the other side here we have a hospital, which I still have not assigned. That's actually a mistake. So we're going to make this into a medical bed, and here we get a little bit of lighting for the research bench, and over here an extra bed in case our attacker decides to join the colony. And then of course I can now expand this pattern by making another building here. I can expand on the power production. I think that's pretty safe right in the middle of all the 4 buildings. And here of course we're going to try to get some hydroponics growing so that we can actually get through the winter and still get a steady supply of food. Some handy things that I learned as well here in the forest biome. You sometimes have, let's see if I still have some. No, I don't. Some cherries that just grow in the wild here and there. You can actually go for orders, harvest, zoom out a little bit. And over here, as you can see, that just gave me, oh, over here. There we go. So like that, and then I can harvest these, some free food that doesn't need any planting. Pretty damn good. So let's take a quick look at the counts here. We still have a decent amount of iron, probably a few hundred, so I think we can get started. When it comes to the floors here, I use paved floors. I'm gonna go full paved floors on this one. Then we still need a wooden door here. And after that, we just need to make the final wing, and then we'll be ready to drop some more solar panels, a few batteries, and see if we can get the hydroponics going. In the meantime, it looks like everyone is going to sleep, so we can speed things up, and these batteries will normally keep going. One thing that I've also been noticing is that the game does put random events across your path, and it's different from playthrough to playthrough. So here, for instance, I chose this forest biome because normally it has pretty good average temperature from like, I think it was 5 degrees to 26 degrees, something like that. Unfortunately, we are in the middle of a pretty big heat wave with temperatures that can become quite uncomfortable on the outside. So I did decide to go with a cooler in the first building here where they're sleeping. And is someone like attacking someone? I'm not really sure. We have the monkey that's been trained for obedience and release. Not sure exactly how that works. But yeah, get to work on this. That sounds like a plan. And I think we'll try to grab the rest of this iron, because if we need to fully close this, floor this with steel, and then we need some more of these solar panels and a battery. That's going to be quite a bit of steel, so let's try to grab that stuff. Hoxton, he's apparently just resting a little bit. We got some turkeys we could hunt, and let's see here. I'm not sure where I gave the order for the harvest anymore. That's not that important. We could maybe look for some more orders. Harvest, let's see if there's anything. Yeah, look at that. There's 3 of these on this side. If you actually hold it and then release, they're actually set to try and harvest these bushes of raspberries as well. They're not cherries, they're raspberries. And yeah, so it's going pretty well. I think I'm starting to get the basics of the game down. Stuff that I still don't know. Oh, here we go. So Bubby actually just convinced Tomboy to join the colony. That's very interesting. So Tomboy is now also going to grab some food. Very nice. And so what I don't really know yet is how do I make my colonists more powerful? How do I use the crafting basically? Because I have an electric stove here. It's powered. Never seen anyone use it. So I don't know what it's gonna take to actually get that going. Same with crafting, creating weapons, creating armor. I have absolutely no idea. It was actually pretty damn embarrassing. In one of my previous colonies, we had a rabbit go berserk, and he actually took out one of my male colonists. So yeah, talk about looking bad. He basically had the rabbit chase him for a while, and then he just said, all right, I give up, and he almost died. He had to be rescued by one of my other colonists. So they are extremely weak at the moment. I think my best chance is just to group them all up, put them on draft, and then manually try to get them to attack whatever is the problem until I can get maybe some defenses out or something like that, which I don't think even works against animals, but we'll see. At least we grew to 5, my biggest colony so far, so that is definitely pretty good news in my opinion. This is marble, so this is not steel. If I would see more steel walls, I would probably try to grab them. And this could be interesting. I'm just not sure. I've seen a big wall like that in another colony as well, and they said that it was like an ancient danger that was hidden behind it. So obviously we want to be ready, but I do think that the game can throw some very interesting variety your way from time to time as well. So that's looking good. That iron, is there more underneath it? Yes, there is. Okay, we're just gonna let them do their stuff. And here I think we'll be working on the next one. I think we've got this 75. Yeah, we probably have enough. So structure walls. We need another 6 here for a 5x5. So we need 6 here as well. 2 here. That makes a good 5x5. Grab the door and then put in the paved floors. That's already done. Good. There you go. That's going to be another building ready. Here, of course, we can make a 4th one. But before that, we'll probably want more power. So there we go. You guys can keep working. So that's looking good. And as I've said, what I think is pretty damn important is have a bit of a plan. You can see that I finally have a bit of a plan. You know, definitely choose the biome that you want to try to get your colony going in. And then another important window, I actually just found out about this as I was playing with this colony, is right here, the work tab. So in one of the colonies I was very frustrated because I had only one person that was mining and building. It felt extremely slow. It was actually not a pleasant experience because it was just one person doing all those important jobs. But over here, right, you can set different people to mine. You can set different people to do constructions. She can do repairs as well, I guess, or he can do repairs as well, I guess. And so this actually gives you control. If you want, you can go with 3 miners or 3 people that are building stuff. Their skills may not be perfect at it, but at least it'll speed everything up a little bit. So yeah, this work window here is actually really important. And is everything covered by someone? Yeah, it does look like it. So what I don't understand is why they're never using any of the crafting benches, except research. When they have time, they do go after that. But okay, you can definitely clean up on the inside here. Dust all of that up. You guys finish off this building. That's looking good. Iron count is going up again, of course, after all of this is being mined out. So that's looking nice too. And maybe we'll, let's see. So there's more here, more steel. Keep saying iron when it's actually steel. So we'll grab those as well. But again, we do have quite a bit. How many? 17, 1 and 24. So yeah, that looks pretty good. We can probably go for another solar panel here. And then I'm thinking just add the battery already as well. What I don't know yet is, do I want to put the battery like 2 out of 5? We could put it here. I'm planning to basically put a sun lamp here in the middle and then throw some of the hydroponics around there. So the connection actually doesn't need to be, it shouldn't bother the rest. And here is the center. I think they're like 4 long. So I may actually just want to put this one in the corner or one out of the corner. That's not easy. That's actually, maybe I should wait for that one. So this is full, this is full. We're obviously outproducing our expenditure at the moment. I still have room for a couple crafting benches here as well. Maybe I should look into that. What else do I still have? Electric tailoring bench. I found out the E button to turn your stuff. That's pretty good news as well, I think. So let's put down an electric tailoring bench. I think at some point we're gonna need that. Then we'll also put a wooden chair here, which we can rotate towards the bench. So that's looking good as well. But yeah, for my hydroponics, basically I would need to have access to them, I think, so that I can plan out a nice little profile here around a sun lamp, and then I can see where I want to put my batteries. in order to get the right connections. But okay, looking pretty good. That's something. Bubby failed while constructing some. Ooh, that's not good, Bubby. You definitely don't want to waste too much on my solar panels here. Heatwave still 37 degrees on the outside. So that's even hotter than here in Belgium at the moment, where we also have a small heat wave. But that's extremely hot, so this should do its job, and apparently it can do it without too much trouble. Indoors 25, that should be okay, right? If they need to recover, they can just go and sleep over here. So you can build that. Yeah, metal count, steel count, keep saying other stuff than steel. Is slowly going down, so we're gonna grab the rest of this. And this over here is basically a startup setup. Temporarily, I may replace all of this, especially the table where they eat, because colonies do apparently prefer eating at a dining table rather than somewhere just out in the open. But I think I definitely want to move that inside one of the buildings. I'm not sure where or exactly. Maybe here in the middle. That could still make sense, I think. Close enough to the stockpiles and the food and all of that. But I need to find the right setup for that. Still, I'm pretty happy with how all of this is looking. There we go. Next building complete. So they're going to close this off with some roofs. As Bubby is making a chair for the tailoring bench. Well, maybe this boom rat leather is going to be used then. This basically dropped from the sky. Not sure what it does, how it works, but I could collect it. So there we go. Just put up the roofs. Chair is done. Designate toggle power, so I could take the power out, deconstruct. So I really don't know how I can get my guys to actually start doing stuff. Maybe I need more research. That's possible as well, of course. So for instance, pemmican sounds like something that's food related. Yeah, a preserved mixture of meat and plant matter that doesn't go bad for a long time. So maybe once I discover that and I hunt some animals apparently, then they'll be able to use the cooking. But I'm really not sure how that works. So that's basically still what I need to figure out. But looking good. Tomboy is sleeping over here. NG, not sure what she's doing. Bubby is still mining up here, but yeah, just bringing the rest of the steel. That's looking good. And I think we can just cruise through this night here. Hoxton's going to sleep. Tomboy is sleeping. There we go. NG, Schaefer, Bubby. Everyone is sleeping peacefully. And so as the collies are going to sleep, I'm going to end this video here as well. Or something just happened. Ooh, an eclipse. One of the moons of this planet has orbited in front of the sun. An eclipse has begun. Alright, I wonder how long it's gonna take, but because that's of course for my solar power. But hopefully it doesn't last too long. And since it's still in the middle of a heat wave, I'm not too worried about running out of food at this point. But there you go, guys. This is my first attempt at a colony with a plan. Hopefully it'll work out. I'll keep you guys up to date as always. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.